Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well this Wednesday morning. I am starting a little late because I was on the line with a client, and that was more important this morning. So that needed to happen. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was resale versus new construction. I know that a lot of the time, whenever you go out and you're looking for a home, there's always kind of the toss up of whether or not you should buy new or whether you should buy a home, a previously owned home. So I just kind of wanted to go over what some of those pros and cons are. Um, I think that a lot of people, they start out and they're wanting, they're wanting a new home, and, they come to me and we start taking a look at what new construction looks like. And I can just tell you that, like, in our specific areas, there's some differences that are kind of important to point out, and then you can kind of weigh what works best for your own specific situation. So I know that here, where in our area where we live, a lot of the time, what you can expect from buying a resale home is, a lower tax rate. A lot of the time, and that's in the neighborhoods that are already mature and built out. And the reason that there's a lower tax rate is because the MUD district is at a point where they're able to start lowering the taxes. And in some of these newer communities, they're actually still building out infrastructure and all of that. So they haven't gotten to a point where they've actually been able to lower that tax rate. So even though it may be a higher tax rate now, it could be that in a few years, as they get built out, that starts actually adjusting down. So it could be just a temporary thing. You can also expect, obviously, that there's going to be some higher pricing because it's a newer home. But the upside to new construction is that you're also getting brand new systems. So, you've got to kind of figure out I guess, where you want to have to pay for things. Do you want to maybe be able to buy a bigger home in a more mature area with larger trees and all of that sort of thing, and have a community that maybe already has all of their amenities that are built out and mature, and be able to, really be able to kind of pick what you want from a floor plan perspective. But it may be that there's some renovation that needs to happen. And, obviously there may be some older finishes that you're dealing with that you may want to renovate over time. But what you also need to consider with that is that there could be some aging systems that also need to be replaced. So whenever you're looking at that, it's very important that, you're not only looking at what the cost would be in order to update finishes throughout the home over time, possibly, but also, how old are the AC systems? How old are the hot water heaters? How old is the roof? These are all things that you really need to be kind of looking at whenever you're purchasing resale. One thing to consider also with new construction is that if you're going to move into a new area and they still have sections that need to be built out, you really need to kind of consider how long it is that you're planning on staying there. Because if you try to resell within a couple of years on new construction, you could end up having to take a loss in order to get out of the home, because the home it's still competing with other new construction. So that's one thing that you need to consider when purchasing new. So if you're going to park it for a while and you're really not wanting to invest a lot as far as finishes and systems and that sort of thing, and you're okay with the fact that the tax rate could be higher for a little while, new construction could absolutely be the route that you need to take. If you are looking for more of a mature neighborhood and you're really wanting to be able to pick from a floor plan perspective, and you're okay with maybe updating some things over time and possibly doing some renovations from a cosmetic standpoint, then you might be able to get a really a better deal on a larger home with possibly a larger lot if you go resale. So those are just a few things that I kind of wanted to go over real quick with you guys this morning. If you ever have any questions about any of the local communities in our area, and if you wanted to get out and kind of take a look at these things, that's one of the things that is incredibly important for an agent to be able to point out for you as you're going through these homes, is what the pros and cons of each individual home that you might be interested in would be, giving you all the information that you need in order to make the proper decision for your family. So just wanted to pop on real quick this morning. Hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you guys again soon.